the proverbial thorn between two roses here at Champagne Cakes and Ale tonight. Champagne Cakes and Ale. I did say it right. And Dawn Byers, you are chair of the Cultural Council. How did the Cultural Council decide to do something like this?
Last fall, I attended a meeting with June O'Leary and the Historical Commission, and it was talking about integrating culture and history from the town. And June told me about an event that the Cultural Council did in 2008 to 2011 and how it was well loved in town, and it was something that perhaps could be done again. And that was during the time of the pandemic and so forth. But I said, I think that perhaps in 2022, the community would want to come together. So it was a long shot, and I asked for volunteers. Rosemary Connolly of our finance committee was willing to step up as a volunteer. And on January 14th, the Board of Selectmen gave us the okay. During a time of still uncertainty, we had hope that on April 2nd, we could pull together an event that the community would just want to come out and support, and they have tonight.
Okay, now, to let people know what the Cultural Council is all about, what other kinds of things does the Cultural Council do?
We provide grant funding for all programs through the library, the senior center, the schools, and just the community-wide itself. Also, the summer concerts we're bringing back this spring, every Thursday night in June at 6 p.m. in the park. And this coming April 24th, we have the Southeastern Philharmonic coming right into this auditorium again, free programming for all ages. And then June 25th, we have approval for an entire Whitman Day festival in the park. So that's coming up, and we hope to continue to bring more in the future.
Whitman Day is kind of like the old winter festival, but on a warmer day.
Absolutely, and hopefully no rain, but it will be rain or shine that day. We're making plans and so forth. So, but tonight, this is all about art and culture, and I'd like to introduce Rosemary Connolly. Yes.
Yeah, because I wanted to ask you whose bright idea this was, and you told me that.
I did, yes. Rosemary's brilliant vision for this room and this event.
Okay, now don't go away because I want to ask you a couple more questions. Rosemary, how did you ever come up with this?
I have to say June O'Leary was a real inspiration. Her history of really doing so much for Whitman. We took her vision and we really built on it. We have 3 large champagne bottles. We approached the Democratic Committee and we asked them, hey, can we recycle your political signs? And they gave us these 3 bottles. We made 3 large champagne centerpieces with recycled political signs. We contacted local businesses. All of our businesses donating cakes are from Whitman. We want to really celebrate that connection between community, home, and schools. So we have local graduates. A lot of our artists are from Whitman. So this is a real celebration of the art, culture, and beauty of Whitman. So I hope if next year, if you couldn't make it, you can make it to next year's event as we grow this.
So where did you find all of these artists anyway? I know you said some are Whitman, some are not, because I know of a couple of places where they tend to congregate.
Yes. Tonight we have some listed artists. A lot of them are from Whitman, but we also have some national listed artists here, and we have Art Magazine here as well. So this is a very well publicized art event. I don't know if people really understand how many amazing artists we have here in Whitman. Sometimes we don't celebrate the people we have as much as...
Gotta move you in a little bit closer because you're sneaking out of frame.
Oh, sorry. Sometimes I think we don't have places to celebrate the artists that we have. And tonight's one of those nights that we hope to begin to broaden that. I hope you get a chance to go around and talk to some of our artists. But yes, we do have some artists from outside of Whitman that are well known. And then we also have Whitman and Hanson artists as well. But all of our bakers and distributors and event people are from Whitman exclusively. You can walk around and look at the beautiful cakes and delicious champagnes from Regal's and really enjoy yourself tonight.
Now, I happen to know a few artists from the area, and there is a very well-known enclave in Rockland called the Fourth Floor Artists. Did any of these people come from there?
Some of them actually are there, but some of them have studios there, but they live in Whitman, or they live in Hanson. Yes, we do have a jewelry maker that is from there, and I believe there's a photographer as well. If you walk around, I think you'll find the jewelry makers over here to the left, and if you interview them. But yes, we do have a few artists from there.
My wife, having been a teacher in Rockland many years, and the art teachers that she knew, they were all up in the fourth floor there.
Yes, yes, it's very popular. We do have actually some from the Regal building. I believe there's some studios there.
There's another enclave up there?
Yes, there is. We have an art community that we want to bring out into the sunlight. So here they are. Please enjoy.
Well, thank you, Rosemary. I'm just going to turn back to Dawn for a moment, because what I wanted to ask you about was with the funding that you get. I think a lot of people like me thought, well, that's where the music performers get all their funds for, and I didn't know that you would be supporting some of these visual, hard piece art things like the paintings and things like that.
Absolutely. So there are many different forms of art: visual arts, audio arts, which we're listening to a piano player, but graphic artists. There are many different kinds. Absolutely. Sculptures. One of the artists here also, culinary artists, right? That's the bakery piece of tonight. And one artist works with textiles, and she works with wool, and she's called the Felted Bee, and she sculpts animal creatures. So it's just amazing how much talent is in this room, and we had more requests than we could handle in this room. So we're really looking forward to continuing this and bringing it outside too at Whitman Day, so we wouldn't have to limit the number of people. We've reached capacity tonight. I think we had a couple tickets left at the door. We may be absolutely sold out by now, but I'm just happy we could put this on. Thank you to everyone and volunteers who have helped. This is a total team effort. Absolutely. Thank you.
And your title for this thing, Champagne, Cakes, and Art, it kind of reminds me of that story from Somerset Maugham, Cakes and Ale. Is that where that title came from?
We'd have to ask June O'Leary and the former Cultural Council members from 2010, 2011. That was their title. I asked June if we could return this. And here is June O'Leary.
Come on over here, June.
June!
I just was walking by and I heard my name.
It's so good to see you. I haven't seen you since last summer sometime.
I know.
Here she
It's
is.
terrible.
The inspiration for this event. Thank you so much.
I am so proud of this show.
Because
It's a beautiful show. It really is.
Can I tell you though, have you met Rosemary Connolly?
No, I haven't.
So this is not one person's doing. This is a team effort.
You inspired us to do this. Thank you so much.
I can't find the champagne.
Oh, do you have a glass? We'll get you a glass. It's at the back of the.
I want to ask you a question. Since this title was your title initially, did the Cakes and Art come from a slight change in Somerset Maugham's story, Cakes and Ale?
No, I did not know that. No, it just came. I knew people like sweets, and you have to have a way to get them here. So they'll always come if you got some wine or champagne.
And here I thought I was being an intellectual, and I just find out that just because I happen to know a title, I've never read it. So
I have to see you about other stuff too, though.
I'll be hunting for you. Yeah. Well, it was good to see you all tonight. Thank you for talking to me.
Thank you so much.
And enjoy the rest of the program. I'm here talking with Kathy Ferrara, one of the artists at our Champagne, Cakes, and Art event here tonight. Kathy, can you tell us First of all, where you're from?
I'm from Hanson.
From Hanson. And can you give me a little bit more, a little bit of information about how you came to be an artist?
I went to art school out of high school because I was terrible at math and I knew I wouldn't make it into college. And my art teacher encouraged me to go on, and I became a fashion artist for 30 years in retail. And then that whole field closed down and they went to photography. So I said, uh-oh, now what? So then I turned to fine art and took many workshops and lessons. And watercolor is a difficult thing to learn because it's very unforgiving. Oil painting you can fix, pastel you can fix, watercolor, it's on the page for good.
I'm a good one at breaking watercolors when I try and do them.
So I've been doing it since the mid-'80s, I guess. I entered the Duxbury Arts Show and I won first place in watercolor, so that encouraged me to continue. And I just kept taking lessons and painting, and here I am.
And some of the pieces you have here don't even look like they're watercolors. They look...
Well, most watercolors, they put down the paint and then they leave it alone. I let it dry and I go back to it, and then I let it dry and go back to it, and that's how you get these the deep colors, the deep contrast.
So you have layer upon layer here.
Yes, yeah, it's called glazing.
Is there anything here that you'd like to show, maybe to kind of point out a little bit of that? Something we'll be able to see easy?
Well, like the background.
Okay, why don't we just pick that up and we'll hold it right there.
I like to do a dark background because it makes the subject matter pop. A lot of people will do light backgrounds, but I like to, it's very dramatic. Like this here too.
It almost looks like you created the same background for both of them here.
I like to use the same colors, yeah. And that again is going in and letting it dry, then going back in and letting it dry again, going back in and letting it dry to get that deep, rich color.
What kind of a price range do you have on the pieces you have here tonight?
Well, these little sunflowers I did really quickly. Those are only like $40, $50, something like that. I think it's about $300 or $400, I forget. Years ago, before the recession, they were all over $1,000. But the market has changed, galleries have shut down. It's a completely different market now than it was in the 80s. In the 80s, I sold 40 paintings in 1 year. And since then, I've probably sold 4.
Yeah, well, it has changed a lot of things. And
a lot of galleries, and the galleries all closed. It's not a good market for art right now.
Does it look like it may be starting to come back? Are some of the galleries starting to reopen now?
Well, COVID has really messed everything up too. So not yet. I'm hopeful. Yeah.
Because it's, you think about the prices. Some people think, well, that's an awful lot to pay, but there is a lot of work that is involved in something like this too.
Absolutely, absolutely. And something like this, it's something you will enjoy for the rest of your life and probably pass it down to your kids. It's not like an IKEA or a Home Goods. It's original art, and it's more valuable. And people really, once they love a painting, they love it for life.
Okay, well, I want to wish you good luck here tonight.
Thank you so much.
And we'll be looking for you, hopefully, at the next one of these.
I hope they do it again. This is a great, great venue, and it's a great thing for the town of Whitman.
Thank you so much. Here's a face many of you may have seen at the beginning of our evening programming. Mark Davis.
How are you?
From Hanson, right?
Yes, I am.
And tickling the ivories for the last 2 years, helping to keep people's spirits lifted after all the garbage that's been going on.
That's very true. Yeah, I've been trying to do my thing, help everybody out, and entertain people every Saturday night, having people from all over the world watching me, people from England, from Ireland, all over the United States, and it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
So how did you get started in the piano, by the way?
On the piano? When I was about 8 years old, I started playing, and I've been doing it ever since.
And you just never stopped, kept improving and improving?
Yes, yeah, and playing with different bands and things like that, and now I'm all retired and just doing it full time now. I'm doing a lot of assisted living programs. I do weddings, I do restaurants and things like that, and my Saturday night show, on Facebook.
That Saturday night show runs all week long, too, you realize, don't you?
I know, it's kind of nice. And I guess it's on Whitman Cable, too, sometimes, right?
Yeah. Well, it runs on both because it runs on the channel that goes to both towns.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And, it's like they always say that in cable, nothing ever dies, and your
Right.
programs have had quite a long journey so far, even though it has been only 2 years.
That's really good. That's terrific, I really enjoy doing it for everybody. And, some weeks are good, some weeks, just play it by ear every week, trying to come up with new stuff and, a lot of fun.
Talking about playing it by ear, is that how you play these things?
A lot of the stuff, yes. Yeah, I have sheet music in front of me, but most of the stuff's coming out of my head, too. So, the sheet music's just like a backup thing.
Yeah. Especially if you want to do a transposition and move to a key that's not written on the paper for you.
Yeah, that's a little scary sometimes, but a lot of the times it's good doing it like that. And a lot of the times getting requests from people that I don't know the song, but I know it in my head, I can pick it up for them, which is fun. It's a challenge.
And here now you're at the apex of your career, playing at Champagne Cakes and Ale here at the Whitman Town Hall.
I'm having a great time tonight. I was so glad they invited me to do this. It's been a lot of fun,
So how's the tip jar doing?
Well, I don't know about the tip jar, but it's okay.
Okay,
if I get people to listen to me here and then watch my show on Facebook and on the Whitman channel, that's really great.
Okay, well, since you're a musician on break and you have to get back to the piano, because the music in the air has ceased to be since you're down here with me right now.
I know. So I got to get back up there and do some more things. But thank you very much for speaking with me. I appreciate it. And
thank you so much for speaking with me, Mark. Because people have seen you playing, but they have not actually got a chance to get to know you yet.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, to do that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Look who I found wandering around the floor. State Senator Mike Brady. Senator, how did you happen to come here tonight?
Well, my office keeps me in line, and they let me know where I got to be at different times, and I have this on my agenda for tonight, and I am pleasantly surprised. This is a wonderful, wonderful event. I never expected it to have this be so elaborate, and it's very nice, and I got to stay away from the sweets because, as you know, I got to lose some weight, but I'm pleasantly surprised. This is a wonderful event. My sister, Carol Oliveira, raised her family in Whitman. She lived in Whitman Avenue. Unfortunately, she passed away 12 years ago, and the kids are living all over the place now, my nieces and stuff. And my aunt and uncle were on the VFW board in Whitman for years, but that was part of the World War II generation. So I have a lot of friends over here, and I'm grateful to be here tonight. I can't pass up the prosciutto, and the cheese was unbelievable. And a good thing I didn't eat dinner tonight, so I can eat here tonight. But what a wonderful event. I'm running into so many friends tonight. So I love representing the town of Whitman, and I've been here for outdoors events at the park down the street, and of course visiting many of the restaurants here, of course. And but I'm going to have to be knocking on doors and walking the trail tomorrow to lose some weight. But this is a great event.
Well, that's all right. You can do like they do with the marathon, carbo loads for all that walking.
Exactly. Well, I love to get out there walking. Today was a beautiful day. I did do a little walking today. And now that the weather hopefully is getting warm, we'll be able to get out there walking as well. But this is a great event, and I'm grateful to be representing women, and just grateful to be here. And as I mentioned, I've run into so many friends, and I'm a big business supporter, so I want to support these businesses that are here.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Senator.
Thank you very much.
And enjoy your evening.
Absolutely. Great to see you. And I'm definitely going to have to do some walking tomorrow. We're after, so good to see you.
Well, here we are at the food table with Tom Vimas from Regal Marketplace. And Tom, your family has done so much for cultural events here in the town of Whitman. I mean, the first time I ran into you was at one of June O'Leary's Friends of the Whitman Park wine tastings.
Yes, that's right. We like to thank the community that has welcomed us since 1998. You know, given us a beautiful place to work with. This town has given a lot to our family, and the least we could do is give back to it.
And you've also given back a beautiful building down by the railroad tracks where there was once just a kind of fallen down type of thing.
Yeah. In 2015, we expanded from our old location at 401 to 396, and again, it's been blessed to be part of such a community that's open arms, embraced us, and it's a great, awesome town to be a part of here in Whitman.
And we're standing in front of all the wonderful desserts that you guys gave. Do you have any particular favorites over here at the food table?
I mean, listen, we partner with Montillo's for a reason, out of Brockton. They do an excellent job. I'm a big sucker for their mini eclairs. They're right over there. It's been eyeballing me. But we love them as well. They do a great job. They're one of the best bakeries around. And I mean, everything looks delicious.
And they're one of the oldest around. Back when they were in Quincy, they were making inaugural cakes for presidential inaugurations.
Yes, that's right. They have a long storied history, and that's why when we mentioned to them we're doing this, they jumped right to it to help and donate as well pastries for the event.
Okay, now through the magic of television, we're going to magically appear at the wine table, and we can talk a little bit about the wine. Are you ready?
Yeah, absolutely.
Here we go. And boom, here we are at the wine table. Tom, what have we got here tonight?
So right here, we're actually at the Martinetti, Carolina, Commonwealth, and United Connoisseurs table, one of our good suppliers that we partner with. We got a allotment of wines sourced from California. We have Italian Proseccos, Spanish Cavas, a great selection in this table alone, not only just the rest of the tasting as well.
Anything in particular that you want to... Anything in particular you want to show off to the people out there?
Well, we got a couple new items that we just brought in. One for the tasting and also for the store. This is Champagne Drapier. It's a Spanish champagne. Really great quality item here, and it's new to the store and first time we're ever featuring it at a tasting.
Wines grown in the Pyrenees?
What was that?
Wine, grapes grown in the Pyrenees?
No, in the Champagne region of France.
So it's a Spanish champagne.
No, this is a French champagne.
It's a French champagne. I thought you said it was Spanish.
No, we had some Spanish cavas over there, but champagne is a French item. So this is grown in the Champagne region of France.
But that's why it kind of threw me for a little, because I know in Italy it's not champagne, it's asti spumante.
Exactly. The only way you can be a champagne is you have to have your grapes grown in the Champagne region. Everyone makes sparkling wines, but the French have taken over the name of champagne because of the region that the grapes are grown in.
Of course, that doesn't stop other people from trying to use it, though, does it?
Yeah. No, I mean, the Californians have gone away with, calling it California champagne. So there's ways around things, but like I said, we got a great assortment of wines here, things that you can find every day at Regal. This is just a small, snippet of what we can offer. We got about 50 wines here, sparkling wines offered, and our selection is upwards of hundreds.
Anything else you want to show that maybe not a dry white, but maybe something maybe a little pinker?
Yeah, we got a beautiful brand new item as well. This is La Luca Prosecco from Italy. It's a rosé Prosecco. New item as well to the store. And it's the DOC here tag. You see that Prosecco grapes are only grown in Italy. And this tells the consumer that it is true Prosecco.
So Prosecco is another variety of grape that is made into a sparkling wine.
Yes, exactly. They're Prosecco grapes grown only in Italy.
What else have we got here? Is there anything else we can look at?
We got a good allotment. I mean, we have Domaine Chandon from California. We have a very big fan favorite of La Marca Prosecco as well. One of the most popular Proseccos out there. We got a great allotment, I tell you.
And Regal Marketplace comes through again. They have furnished all of the comestible things available here tonight. Eating and drinking, it's all come from Regal.
Yep. We have the Regal Deli. We prepared nice charcuterie cups here. As you can see, we have Sapressata, Capicola. We have an aged Gouda, an aged Cheddar, a baby Swiss, Crostini's. Montillo's worked with us and got beautiful pastries. We're just happy to be here. We're happy that the community is able to come back again, especially after the dark 2 years we've had with COVID. And it just warms my heart to see a lot of the customers and faces back here together again.
So remember, if it's Gouda, it's better. Well, here's another artist, Joyce, who happens to where do you live, Whitman?
I live in Whitman.
See, here's a Whitman artist. Remember that. There are artists in Whitman. Joyce, what is it that you are doing here?
Well, I came to show some of my wares. I did some stained glass. I've got a lamp.
Let me just hold this up so people can see it. That's a beautiful piece. Very Art Deco, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Mother of pearl.
Mother of pearl. And it's so translucent.
Exactly.
And it's pink and yellow. It's got all kinds of colors in there.
That's mother of pearl, just like the seashells. And then that's a calla lily, easy. It separates. It's two pieces.
I'm being very careful.
No, you have to do it like this, or else we're going to have a problem. This is a calla lily lamp. Or you use it as a night light, or you can use it as a regular light in your home.
Okay, we better put this down now.
Yes, we better. We don't want this to break. Okay.
So this is what we call kind of craft art, but you also do painting.
I do. Actually, I just started 2 years ago doing oil paintings, and a few things that I've done. First off, this is. Do you want to show it like this? This here is. I consider it to be a beautiful door in Italy, and I'm kind of proud of that. I really am proud of it. It makes me think about Italy when I see it and when I was doing it. And then I have over here a hummingbird. This was the 6th painting I did. It's a hummingbird, and it's the 6th painting that I did. I'm doing classes in Bridgewater with a man named Dick Capello, and he's really great. And
when the light hits the varnish you've got on there, it almost makes those wings look iridescent, which is the way hummingbird wings actually look.
Exactly. Then I also have my very first watercolor that I did about 2 months ago, and it's kind of like funky, bright and airy, but it's my first watercolor, and I'm kind of happy with it.
Was there a model for this, or was it just something that came out of your head?
Actually, it was on a calendar, and I tried to imitate it a little bit, but I kind of think it's more like a Monet, Picasso, whatever.
Because I was trying to think if it was, because I don't know all the lighthouses along the coast, because we've got plenty of them.
Yeah, this is nothing in particular from around here. It was just some whimsical calendar sheet that I found and I saw and I liked it. So
and you also told me you do some photography too.
I do some photography, exactly. My very favorite is a photo I took in Italy, in Cinque Terre, and this was a very weird day. It wasn't sunny at all. It was overcast, and I was kind of sad that was the day that we were there, but I was very thrilled with some of the photos that I got, and this is one of them.
That almost looks like a watercolor in and of itself.
It really and truly does, and maybe someday I'll be smart enough to paint one of these. I also have another photo that I took previous to that one, which was in Italy along my drive along the coast, and this is a waterfall. And literally we're just driving around Ireland and did the circle around from Galway all around the coast, Dingle Bay, etc., and we stopped along the road, and I just took this photo, and just reminds me of Ireland now.
Well, Ireland is so wet, they got to get rid of the water somehow.
Exactly. So this is one of their waterfalls. And then I have, I do have one other little photo. I do travel. I travel a lot. So my other little photo I have here is from Alaska, and this is Mount McKinley.
I was going to ask you if it was, because I was betting on that one.
It is, and it's very unusual to be able to see all of the peaks. And we did have a beautiful day the day we were leaving, and I got this special photo, and obviously I printed and framed it. And you know what Mount McKinley used to be called, or what it's called now?
I have heard, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
Mount Everest.
Mount Everest? Did it slip from one continent to the other?
I believe, no, it's not. Is it Mount McKinley, then became Well, the name was changed from McKinley. What's this called? I think it's Mount. It was Mount McKinley, but then it was changed to. It was changed. The name was changed, but all of a sudden I have a senior moment, I believe. So.
Well, welcome to the club on that one.
But anyway, so, and it's fun. All this.
It wouldn't happen to be anything like Dengali, is named after the national park up there, would it be?
No, it's not. When you walk away, I'll probably remember.
Well, you know what we can do? When I do the edit on this thing, I can put it in a little graphic so people can tell.
There, that's a good idea. That's a very good idea. But yeah, so this is how I spend my retirement now. After working many years, I've finally decided that it's time to relax and enjoy life, and these are the things I'm doing. I'm having fun and relaxing, and that's it. And this is my first showing, and it's a very busy night here tonight, and I think the residents of Whitman should be really proud of what has happened here tonight. So thank you for interviewing me.
Oh, well, thank you for letting me do it, because it's not everybody that will allow me to talk to them.
Oh, really? Piece of cake.
Well, George Vamus, owner of Regal Marketplace, has never let me talk to him when I have a microphone in his hand. My hand.
Really?
He makes me talk to his sons.
Oh, gee, he's Chicken Little then.
And he also says, well, they've got to take over the business. It's about time they started.
That's true, but you know what? He did very well tonight donating all these goods, so he's very nice man, so very good.
And I can't wait to hit the dessert table.
You better hurry up over there because it looks like it's getting pretty thin over there. Not like the waistlines, though.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Onward and upward. Well, here we have somebody everybody knows from the town clerk's office, not to mention being on the Cultural Council, the Library Board, Dollars for Scholars. What other boards, committees are you on there?
A historical commission, the Dyer Museum, a couple of different things. So yeah, I keep busy.
Yeah, keeps busy. So, speaking of Dollars for Scholars, which I just did, what events have you got coming up in the near future to raise money for this year's crop of seniors?
Yeah. Well, this is April, which is Dollars for Scholars month. So this is our huge month for fundraising. We just mailed out our annual appeal, which went to all the residents of Whitman and Hanson, and we did our alumni letter. So people are getting things at home, asking for a donation if they can. And then at the end of the month, we finish that the month off with a weekend of electronic recycling on the last Saturday of the month, and we're also doing a cookie decorating workshop with Sweet Standards of Whitman, which would be it's a new event that we're doing. We're very excited about that.
Well, I've seen those people around at various functions in other places too, and they're always very crowded.
Yes, very, very crowded, yes. This should be a very good event, so we're excited. We're about halfway to our goal. Our goal this year is $145,000. We hope we can achieve that so that we can help as many students as possible.
And you just get finished with your Bowling for Scholars event. How did that go?
It went well. We had a 2-year hiatus because of something called the COVID-19, so that kept us from doing it for 2020 and 2021. So this was our first year back, and we did very well. We raised $1,100, and we're excited because that's $1,100 we didn't have last year. So, and it was a very good event. There were a lot of young people there, not so young people there. It was a wide spectrum of people that went.
And that little virus can cause you to go buggy.
It can. And so it was good to be able to get out amongst people and get to mix and mingle with people.
And you will be seeing, if you haven't already, the Bowling for Scholars program that was shot last weekend?
It was last weekend, yes. So
sometimes all those weeks just start to mingle together in your brain.
They sure do, yes.
Okay, so we'll be looking forward to seeing how far the money goes at graduation in May.
Our awards night will be June 1st, but be looking for the thermometers on Town Hall lawn as well. Those will gauge what kind of progress we've made in our fundraising drive.
Gee, with the new sign out there, maybe you could make an animated one.
We'll see. Anything's possible.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you, Paul. Nice to see you. Bye-bye now.
Well, I'm sorry I didn't get to talk to more people, but it was busy out there. It was only a 2-hour event. So the next thing to do would be for everybody to come out to the next event, the next Champagne Cakes and Art Show. And the Cultural Council, as you heard Dawn say, is planning on doing more of them later on. It was a great time. Everybody enjoyed it. The art was wonderful. The music in the background was great. And the people were just happy to be out and be seeing something that really kind of fit into their souls. So until next time, next Champagne Cakes and Art, so long.
Community access, exclusively for the viewing of our audience. Any further use of this program without the consent of WHCA is prohibited.